Husband is not coming back tonight. On the phone. The wife's voice was muffled in the smell of alcohol. The man's laughter in the back. Well, the person's scalp is numb. Shuhao drank too much. I have to stay and take care of him. I hold my phone and my fingertips. Turn white. Breathing gets old instantly. Linwan, where are you? The hotel only has one bed. Squeeze to make a living. He laughs defiantly. If you feel at a loss, find a girlfriend. Find someone with a better body than me. Play as you please. I won't stop. All busy tones hang up. The screen reflects the cold smile on the corners of my mouth. Okay, you said it yourself. My name is Chen Yan, married to Linwan for 3 years. I am a project manager for a small company. He is a department head in the same industry. We were college classmates. After graduation, it is logical to enter into marriage. In the eyes of outsiders, we are talented and beautiful. Perfect match. But only I know this marriage has long since rotted from the core. And the root of this rot, it's his so-called boyfriend, Shu. How the rich second generation with oily head and noodles never took me seriously. They can sleep on the sofa, stay up late to watch a midnight thriller, can share a straw with the same cup of milk. T can talk on the phone late at night, talking until 2 or 3 in the morning. Even the note to Shu Hao on his mobile phone is dear, and only the cold Chen Yan was given to me. I mentioned it to him more than once. Let him and Shu Hao keep the distance they deserve. But every time, they were all silenced by him using the same set of words. Chen Yan, can you stop being so petty? We are pure friendship. Why are you so insulting? Then we can't communicate with each other. Today is our 3rd wedding anniversary. I booked his favorite French restaurant in advance. Pick that one. He talked about the diamond necklace for more than half a year, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. The messenger at the restaurant changed shifts twice. The candlelight on the table is burnt out and blood is waiting. It was such a ridiculous phone call. Take care of male friends who drink too much, sharing a bed in a hotel. How ridiculous my wedding anniversary is. It turned out to be a carnival day for their pure friendship. The rage in my chest. My internal organs are burning. But I didn't call back. No questioning. No roars. I know too well that it's useless. In exchange for command is his new round of accusations. Will only be vexatious by him. I slowly stood up. Push open the glass door of the restaurant. The cold night breeze pours into the clothes, instantly extinguish the heat. The brain is clearer than ever. Doesn't he think it's unfair? Didn't you ask me to find a girlfriend? Okay. I satisfy him. I dug up the almost dusty number. On my phone the note is Mr. Shenshin Yue, 100 times prettier than Lin Minei woman, 1,000 times richer than Shu. How he is the head of the Shengxi Group, 100 billion. Our company is due to the Star System project, cooperates with Shengxi Yu as the project owner. I have had a few encounters with him. He's a business queen who's out of reach now, but it became the sharpest bargaining chip for my revenge on Lingwan. Take a deep breath. I hit the dial button. The phone rang for a long time, so long that I thought I would be hung up directly. A cold girl finally came from that end, with a hint of imperceptible exhaustion. Hello, Mr. Shen. I'm Yan Chen from Qiming Technology. I have a favor to ask of you, or make a deal with you. He was silent for a moment, seems to be evaluating the weight of my words. Instead of staying on business, not a cent of Poland. Said, please pretend to be my girlfriend. The moment I said that, I feel ridiculous myself. A little project manager, how dare you let the CEO of 100 billion pretend to be your girlfriend? Simply weathered. But this is the fastest I can think of. The worst form of revenge. Let Linwan taste being ignored. The taste of being betrayed. A chuckle came from the other end of the phone. With a strong sense of playfulness. Did I hear Chen Yan? Right? You asked me to pretend to be your girlfriend. Do you know who I am? Until I clenched my fists. The voice kissed without a shudder. In return, the star system our company is developing will provide all the core technical parameters provided to Shengxi Group for Freestar. The system is a project that I spent 2 years polishing. Once successfully landed, enough for Qiming Technology to gain a firm foothold in the industry. They can even make their mark. This is all I have. It is also the most significant sincerity I can offer. The phone went silent again. This time, it was torturous for a long time. So long that I almost thought, he'll think I'm a psychopath. Reason to hang up. Shen Yue's voice sounded again. Still, cold, but there is a hint of inquiry. I look out the window at the city lights. Word by word. The words are sonorous. I need the sharpest knife. Turn off the rotten flesh in my heart. Also pull out the one and stick it in the meat. The thorn that made me sick. For 3 years. Shen Yue smiled again. This time there was less playfulness in the laughter. A little bit more genuine interest. Kind of interesting. Come to my office tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bring your sincerity. Bring your story too. If your story satisfies me. I don't mind being your knife once. The edge of the first counterattack. The next morning at 8:50. I stood in front of the office of the president of Shengxi Group. The secretary looked at me. It's like watching a mortal who has strayed into a forbidden area, full of wonder and inquiry. Mr. Shen is waiting for you. I pushed open the heavy solid wood door. Shen Yue was sitting in front of the huge French window. He was dressed in a well-tailored white suit. Long hair loose wan in the back of the head, revealing a slender and white, Neck, the sun shines on him through the glass, lay a soft layer of gold edge, whole person. Comes with an innate powerful aura. Dazzling people dare not look directly, he's not looking at me. Just holding a cup of black coffee quietly overlooking the city of Ma Long, that cold sense of oppression. Let the air in the whole office become condensed, he never looked back. The voice is simple and cold, and I pulled out my chair and sat across from him. Put a sealed document bag gently pushed in front of him. Mr. Shen, this is all the core information of the star system. He finally turned his head slowly. Eyes fell on my face. Those are beautiful eyes, but like a bottomless Hantan can't see the slightest emotion. It's like seeing through. I'm not in a hurry to see this. He raised his hand and pushed the file tape back fingertip tap on desktop. I'd rather hear it. What kind of story is it? It's worth your entire price. And I was silent for a moment. Open slowly. Love at first sight with Ling, Wan from college to the sweet marriage after graduation, then to Shu Hao's appearance. Those details that I deliberately ignored. Those grievances digested alone in the middle of the night. The pain he ignored again and again. It's like a flood bursting. Its banks now, it just poured out. I spoke calmly. No angry accusations, no excited roars. It's like telling someone else's story, but clenched fists and slightly trembling fingertips. But it betrayed the emotions I had suppressed for 3 years. Shen Yue has been listening quietly, didn't interrupt me. No comments were made either. Just those deep eyes always locked in my face, as if forsaking my soul. Read all my forbearance and daring. Until I said the last word, the office fell into a long silence, so Shen Yue finally spoke. The sound is clear, with a bit of poignant sarcasm. Your wife brought you atop. No cuckold is still asking you in turn. Say you are petty. Dirty mind. And finally, he also generously gave you a fair chance. Let you also find a girlfriend to prove that he is right. The summary is accurate and piercing. I laughed wryly. He nodded his headgear. How do you want to do it? There was a little more inquiry in his tone. It was simple. I looked up to meet his gaze. His eyes are so determined. How did he treat me? How to return it? He had dinner with Shu. How I'll eat with you. He watched a movie with Shu Hao. I'll watch a movie with you. He and Shu Hao shared a room in a hotel. I told me to stew staring straight at him. Shen Yu's mouth curved slightly. Smile. Fly smile. You can open 2 rooms with me. Don't open a room. I was serious. Without the slightest hesitation, I'm going to let him experience it for himself. How did I feel last night? I want him to know what true fairness is. Shen Yue looked at me. Is the throne more cute in your eyes? Chen Yan, you are a little tougher than I thought. He stood up. Slowly come to me. A faint cold fragrance lingers on the tip of the nose, aggressive and smelling good. He reached out and picked up the sealed document bag, fingertips across the belt, lazy and in control. I accept your story. I also accept your sincerity. And he looked down at me. Every word is so clear. From now on, I, Shen Yue, am your girlfriend, or you can call me girlfriend if you want. Happy cooperation. Ling Wan didn't go home until noon the next day. She pushed open the door, exhausted with a hangover on his face and a hint of unconscious impatience. See me sitting on the sofa, he casually threw the bag in the hallway, instead of taking it for granted, as if last night's absurdity never happened. Why are you still here and haven't gone to work? Change to before. I might rush up and question the meeting. He had a huge fight. We'll humbly ask him to explain. But now I just want to laugh. I didn't answer his question, just quietly watching him come back because he went to the refrigerator and took out a bottle of ice water, raised his head and poured a few mouthfuls. Zhu Hao didn't drink enough, tossed me to death. He complained. It's like talking about your own hard work. It's like taking credit, and I nodded my head. The voice is calm. Thank you for your hard work. My calm seemed to take him by surprise. He frowned. Come to me. The tone is dissatisfied. Chen Yan. What do you mean? Sarcastic. It means nothing, and I stood up. Pick up the coat draped over the sofa. I just think you're right. What's right? He looked blank. We really should be fair. I buttoned my coat, tidying up the collar. I made an appointment with a friend and won't come back for dinner tonight. Then I turned around and left. He didn't get a chance to ask any more questions. Lin Wan froze in place, obviously didn't react to my change. He chased to the door. His tone was full of vigilance. What friend are you? Male, female. I stopped and looked back at him. A faint smile arose at the corner of his mouth. Guess what? Spray me closed the door. Put his mistake. All questions are locked in the world behind. Don't 30 p.m. I've been driving that Volkswagen for 3 years, parked downstairs of Shengxi Group, not long after. Beautiful figure emerged from the group's gate, changed into a capable suit this month. Put on a simple black dress, skirt down to calf outline her perfect body curve. To a moment, the eyes of everyone around her are attracted to her, one after another. She was forbidden to walk in front of my car. Pull the door open and sit in. It's been a long time, it just arrived. I start the car and merge into traffic. Where to go? You arrange it. He leaned back in his chair and closed his eyes. Seems a little tired. I'm not talking. Focus on the steering wheel. We went to a very elegant French restaurant, that is. The one I waited for 5 hours yesterday. Try to see the surprise in my eyes, but still politely let us to reserved location, sir. Is it still the same? No. I handed the menu to Shen Yue to listen to the lady today. Shen Yue took the menu. I flipped through it at will. A few dish names, all the most expensive dishes in the restaurant. After ordering, he looked up to see that I was waiting for him here last night. Yeah, how long did it take? Hours, and he kind of nodded, didn't say anything. The atmosphere fell into a brief silence. Dinner at the same table as the 100 billion president. It's so stressful that it makes it easier to breathe. Just then, my phone suddenly rang. It was Ling Wan who called. I pressed mute and didn't answer the phone. And I'm thinking about it. Shen Yue raised her eyes and glanced at me. Faint no answer. There's nothing to say. Sometimes talking is more useful than talking, but sometimes speaking is more impressive than not speaking. And what he said woke me up. When the phone rings again, I press the answer button. I clicked on the speakerphone. Chen Yan. Where did you die? Why don't you answer my call? Ling Wan's irritable voice exploded from the receiver. The eardrum hurts. I'm eating. My voice is still calm. No waves. Who to eat with? He immediately asked if your friend was male or female. I didn't answer. Instead, he turned his head to look at Shen. Shen Yue put down the water glass. Lean forward slightly. Get close to the phone. In a lazy and defiant tone, open gently. Of course it suits me. Who are you? Lin Wan's voice was instantly sharp, full of shock. Shen Yue smiled. The voice is cold and has a bit of drama. It doesn't matter who I am. The important thing is that your husband is now mine. The phone fell into a dead silence. I can even imagine Lin Wan, the shock on my face at the moment. Anger. Disbelief. After a full 10 seconds, Lin Wan's scream broke through the receiver. Chen Yan, how dare you? You dare to find a woman behind my back. You are so funny. I pick up my phone and turn off the speakerphone. The voice cooled down. Ling Wan. Don't forget that this is your permission. You asked me to find it. You said be fair. I'm being fair to you now. You and I interrupted him. There is no warmth in the tone. Don't call me again. I'm busy, and I hang up the phone directly. She pulled Lin Wan's number into the blacklist in one go. The whole world is finally at peace. Shen Yue opposite me. His burning eyes fell on me, eyes full of interesting inquiry. How are you feeling? Unprecedented pleasure. I often lose my breath. The depression in his chest that had been held for 3 years dissipated in an instant. It seems to have moved the boulder that is pressing on my heart. Even breathing becomes so light. He curled his lips, didn't speak again. I had an extra sweet meal, the tasteless meal of yesteryear. The moment is full of delicious taste. There is a sense of relief in the air. After dinner, Shen Yue suggested going to the movies. My natural music, we went straight to the biggest theater. Downtown. Coincidentally, there is a romance movie playing on the screen. Lin Wan and Shu Hao have seen this movie before. After coming back, Lin Wan was still whispering in my ear for a long time. He said that Shu Hao cried while watching the movie. He's a temperamental person, and that was harsh to me. Stomach churning. Now I took the initiative to buy a ticket, entering this quiet cinema. There weren't many people in the cinema. Silent, only the light and shadow on the screen. The plot of the movie is extremely cliché. It is nothing more than that the male and female protagonists have gone through many misunderstandings, pass by repeatedly, finally go around and get married. I'm drowsy watching. Brain bit by bit. Shen Yue by her side looked particularly focused on the dark by the dim light. I saw the outline of her side face clearly. Eyebrows neat, end of eye fine-tuning. Obviously cold, but it's so beautiful. The movie takes the most touching part. The heroine is terminally ill. The male protagonist cries out in the rain. I yawned, rubbing his eyes, getting ready to squint for a while. The tip suddenly sank. Shen Yue's head gently rested on my shoulder. I freeze. I forgot to breathe. Slow down. A faint cold fragrance penetrated into the nasal cavity, and the aggression I smelled at me. The restaurant, the breath is exactly the same. My heart was racing uncontrollably, full of questions. This is acting. I couldn't move. I even breathed very lightly. He seemed really tired. Breathe evenly and long, like really asleep. I tilted my head. All I can see is his soft hair. The second half of the movie. I didn't read a word. My head is full of the soft touch of the pointed tip, and his warm breath. Even the fingertips are slightly hot until the movie ends, and the lights went on. Shen Yue slowly straightened up, rubbing his relaxed, sleepy eye stone. It was like doing something normal. Excuse me. I've been so tired recently that I accidentally fell asleep. Is it okay? My cheeks are hot. It's a little awkward to even speak. Dare not look up into his eyes. It's late at night to leave the theater. The evening breeze is wrapped in the coolness and blows on the face, which is particularly refreshing. I'll take you back. I opened my mouth with a hint of entanglement. Shen Yue shook her head. Raise your hand and point to the Maserati parked not far away. No, I drove. Where do you live? I quickly asked. I quote the address of the community. He gently welded his hands. Let's go. I'll send it to you. No. I can drive my own car. I hurriedly waved your car. I'll have someone deliver it to you tomorrow. He didn't allow his wits to pull the door open, instead of carrying undeniable force to get on the bus, so I got in the front seat. The car is stable, an uninhabited street in history. The light and shadow of the street light slowly passed by the window. Shen Yue suddenly opened her mouth, broke the silence of the carriage. Well, aren't you curious why I should help you? I'm really curious. A billionaire business queen. Why are you playing this boring game of revenge with me? Why? Because he turned his face. The voice is loud and serious, extremely clear in a quiet carriage. I also hate it when people talk about the court, but doing the most unfair thing. After a pause, there was a slight coldness in his eyes. Besides, Shu Hao's family is a competitor of Shengxi. Group, the enemy of my enemy, is my friend, I see, and it dawned on me. The doubts in my heart were finally solved. But he changed his style. He turned his head and looked at me. There was an imperceptible smile in his eyes. But you look so handsome when you hang up the phone today. My heart skipped another row. The car soon arrived downstairs in my community. I opened the door to get out of the car. Shen Yue also followed. Lean against the door, bend your eyebrows and go up. Thank you, Mr. Shen, for today, I whispered, too filled with gratitude. Call me Shen Yue, I repeated. The tip of the tongue seems to taste gentle, and he kind of nodded. Seems to be satisfied with the title. The play has just begun, don't rush to write. He changed his style, remind me what's going on tomorrow, and I was stunned. Tomorrow is the weekend. I used to stay at home to catch up on sleep, but now I'm usually at home. Now you're not alone, he smiles. The tone of the invitation is irresistible. Pick me up tomorrow at 10 a.m. Let's go shopping. Finish. He turned around, opened the door, and got into the Maserati. Start the car and drive away, just leave me one. A dashing back and a string of beautiful taillights, I stood there and looked at the car. The direction that disappeared has not returned to shopping for a long time, and 100 billion president, I feel like I'm dreaming. Unreal scary, and I went home and it was pitch black. Ling Wan hasn't come back yet, to avoid facing his hypocrisy. I took a shower lying in bed, I twisted and turned, and I couldn't fall asleep. It's like a movie in my head. After a while, Ling Wan screamed, sharply on the phone. The stabber is upset. For a while when Shen Yue leaned on my shoulder. Warm breathing and faint resemblance make me flustered. The two senses are very different, one that annoys me, one makes me panic, and I woke up the next morning at dawn. Something weird. I dug out the suit on the bottom of the closet. That's what my mom forced on me when we got married. The material is excellent, but I'm not willing to wear it once. Looking in the mirror, I tie my tie carefully. Repeatedly tidied the collar. The dim person in the mirror fade away the dullness and humility of the past. There's a little more energy between the eyebrows and eyes, looks a little unfamiliar, but also a lot more pleasing to the eye. 9:30. I go out on time. I drove to the address. Shen Yue gave me that means on the cover of a financial magazine. The top wealthy areas I have seen. The security guard at the door is wearing a stiff uniform. The aura is more than that of our company. Boss, I gave Shen Yue's name and room number. The security guard immediately respectfully released. He even looked at me with awe. I parked my car in front of the villa. I'm a little cramped. This place smells like money in the air. Makes me uncomfortable. I just took out my phone to call Shen Yue. The villa door clicked. Open. Shen Yue walked out today. He is dressed very casually. Simple white t-shirt with light blue jeans. Long hair is casually draped over the shoulders. Light makeup on face. No more queen aura in the company. A little more affinity with the girl next door. But, even so, can't hide her amazing beauty, appearance and outstanding temperament. Waited a long time. She smiled and asked, May just arrived. I replied nervously. Get in the car. I hurried out of the car and opened the door for her. She naturally sat in. We went to the fanciest mall in downtown. I used to only dare to pass by the door. Never thought I'd go in. Shen Yu's goal is very clear. Go straight to the men's section. Picked out several outfits for me, from casual to formal. Each one is expensive. Go try him and stuff me with clothes. This is too expensive. I looked at the series of bells on the tag. Can't help but give up. I told you. This is a cooperative system, and the installation fee is included in the project budget. He wouldn't let me refuse. Pushed me straight into the fitting room. Wait until I get dressed and come out. He is sitting on the sofa reading a magazine. The moment you hear movement, look up and see me. The eyes lit up a bit, not bad, and he got up and he walked up to me. Reach out and help me organize my collar. Cold fingertips accidentally touched my neck. Stir up a slight. Standing can rely on clothes. Buddha relies on gold. He takes a step back, satisfied, looking at me. This is how I deserve to be. Shen Yue's boyfriend. The words boyfriend made my heart beat faster again. Just then, an inappropriate voice sounded. Chen Yan. I looked back. Lin Wan and Shu Hao were standing not far away, looking at us in shock. Lin Wan's eyes stared fixedly at Shen Yue, the hand that helped me organize. My collar seemed to be spewing fire. Shu Hao's face was also very ugly, eyes full of scrutiny and hostility. It's better to come early than by chance, I sneered inwardly, and the show began. Why are you here?
Lin Wan walked over quickly, voice full of questioning. He looked Shen Yu up and down. The extreme and disdain in his eyes is undisguised. This is me stepping forward, blocking in front of Shen Yu without a trace. This is Shen Yu, my friend Lin. Wan's sneered eyes fell on me. In this new suit, friend Chen Yan, who can make you spend tens of thousands of yuan on clothes you are capable. When did you become so generous? He can always accurately put all the questions. It all comes down to money. I haven't spoken yet. Shen Yu took a step forward and took my arm. Intimate and natural. Of course, I bought it. He looked at Lin Wan and smiled lightly. My man, of course, I want him to dress decently. Your man. Lin Wan seemed to have heard a big joke. The sound has changed. Kimis, do you understand? He is my husband. Shen Yu raised her eyebrows and looked at me with a hint of inquiry in his eyes. I met his gaze. I already have a decision in my heart soon. Not. Lin Wan's face instantly turned pale. Chen Yan, what do you mean? Literally, I looked at him word by word very clearly. Lin Wan, let's get a divorce. I have thought of this sentence countless times in my heart, but there has never been a time like today. It's so easy to say so. Determined, the air seemed to freeze in an instant. Lin Wan froze in place, lips trembling, speechless. Next to him, Su Hao finally found the opportunity to perform. He took a step forward to protect Lin Wan. Behind him, pose as a messenger of justice. Chen Yan, don't go too far. You, a big man, bully a woman like this. What is it? What is the misunderstanding between you and Wan? Just say it. Well, there's no need to make things worse here. It comes again. It's this old face again. And I looked at him. It was ironic. Bullied me and laughed at Mr. Su when you stayed with my wife at night. Why didn't you think it was bullying me? You and my wife use one when drinking milk tea with a straw. Why didn't you think about fairness? Now I'm just looking for a friend to go shopping. It becomes excessive. Miss Su, is your double label really smooth? Su Hao's face turned red, a wall of whiteness. Wan and I are innocent. We're just friends, is that right? Shen Yu suddenly opened her mouth, not loud, but with a sense of oppression that cannot be ignored. He looked Su Hao up and down. It's like looking at an inanimate object. I remember that you may be the son of the real estate. Su Hao was stunned for a moment. Apparently, I didn't expect Shen Yu to know him. It doesn't matter who you are and who I am. Shen Yu said faintly. Here's the thing. I heard that sushi is bidding for the land in the south of the city recently, and the biggest competitor is Shenchi Group. Su Hao's face completely changed. You are from Shenchi Group? Unfortunately, Shen Yu smiled, holding my arm tighter. I am Shen Yu from Shenchi Group. Su Hao's mouth is open enough to stuff an egg. He looked at Shen Yu and then at me. His eyes were full of shock and disbelief. One was also stunned. He may not know what the Prosperity Group means, but he could understand the wonderful look on Su Hao's face. He knew the woman in front of him definitely not something he can afford to mess with. People come and go in the mall. There are already many people cast curious glances at us. Let's go. I don't want to waste any more time with them. Pull Shen Yu and turn around and leave. Shen Yan. Ling Wan screamed behind me. Stop. For me, speak. Clearly I didn't look back since I said the word divorce. There's nothing left to say between me and him. Out of the mall. The sun outside is a little harsh. You released my arm and looked at me. Congratulations on taking the first step. And I looked at him. Mixed feelings in my heart. Thanks. No need. He smiled and I said, I was your knife now. The knife is just unsheathed. When I got home, Lin Wan was already there. He is sitting on the sofa. The dark face can wring out water. My suitcase is on the coffee table. Clothes were jumbled up. Several pieces also fell to the floor. This is to drive me away. I sneered in my heart. Chen Yan, you are very capable. He saw me stand up abruptly, hands on chest. Guilty driving. I found a rich woman just want to kick me away. I tell you, no way. We're not divorced yet. You are my legal husband. How dare you mess around outside? I can sue you for marital infidelity. I looked at him hysterically. It's funny. Ling Wan, have you forgotten? You and Su Hao spent the night in the hotel. First you want to sue me. What about the evidence? We have the evidence. We have the evidence. I choked him so hard that he couldn't speak. Face flushed red. Su Hao and I did nothing. We are innocent. Do you believe it? I asked him back. He stopped talking because he knows I don't believe it. The me before, maybe for the sake of so-called family harmony. Shoes to deceive yourself, but not now. Pack your things, get out of here. Lin Wan pointed at the suitcase on the coffee table. Roar at me hysterically. The house was his premarital property. His name is all alone on the DHE. This is also what he has always been. The confidence to be fearless in front of May used to think there is no need for couples to calculate the account too clearly, but now I find out how naive I thought. I didn't touch that suitcase. Instead, go straight to him, staring fixedly into his eyes. Lin Wan, do you really want to do this? Get out of here. His arrogance is still arrogant. Okay. I'll nod my head. Every word is so clear. The house is yours. I don't want the car. I bought it in full after I got married. My joint deposit for 3 years of our marriage. 370,000, half for each person in your card. After a pause, I took it out of my pocket, pull out a neatly folded piece of paper handed to him. This is all I've spent on this family for the past 3 years, obviously. The mortgage is mine every month. Returning property, I will bear all the water, electricity and gas. The bag you bought, I paid for most of the cosmetics. A total of 428,600 yuan. Take away half of what I should bear. You still have to pay me 214,300 yuan. You have no problem with our divorce property being divided like this, right? I looked at him calmly. Lin Wan was suddenly fierce. He probably never thought be obedient to him on weekdays. Spend money without ambiguity. How could the account be so clear? Chen Yan, what do you mean? His arrogance dissipated in an instant. You are full of panic. How dare you count this with me? Otherwise, I asked, and you keep saying that you want to be fair to me. This is the fairest way. His lips are thin and can't say a word. His face turned from red to pale, from white to ashes. I stopped looking at him, turn around and walk into the bedroom. There's not much that belongs to me. Few changes of clothes. Computer. There are also a few professional books. I just slip it into a backpack. It will be packed soon. When I came out of the bedroom with my backpack on my back, Lin Wan was still standing, their eyes full of strangers with a hint of imperceptible fear. He'd may finally realize the Shenyan who he can pounce at will has completely disappeared. Went to the door. Opened the door. I went back and left the bill on the table. Divorce agreement. My lawyer will contact you ASAP. And I walked out without looking back. The moment you closed the door, there was a loud crash from behind. Then came Ling Wan's suppressed cries. But there's nothing inside me. The heart is already dead now. It's just for the Walking Dead. Just find a decent home. I moved out of my house. Temporarily stay at the hotel. Tell Shen you the truth. He just kind of said, well done. Then he sent an address to the hotel. The store is inconvenient. It was an upscale large bungalow apartment in the city center. Simple decoration exudes luxury. It's one of his apartments, rarely lived in. He shoved the key into my hand. Understatement. Rent is in your technical file. I didn't say no. I really need a safe place to stay right now. Thank you. We are a cooperative relationship. No need to thank him, he added after a pause. Besides, living close is also convenient for dating. The next few days everything is calm. Lin Wan Mai is contacting me presumably. Overwhelmed by that detailed bill, my lawyer has intervened, communicating with him about the divorce. Details I heard he and scolding me for being ruthless. I leave all this to the lawyer to handle the date with Shen. You continue. Let's eat exquisite Western food together, light together, go to a concert together. It's all what couples do, but between us always separated by a subtle distance, more like allies than mere lovers. I know he's helping me, and he knew I was using him. Tacit understanding this day, the CEO of the company suddenly called me into the office. Chen Yan, how is the progress of the new city project? Mr. Wong took a sip of the teacup. And everything went well, Mr. Wong, I answered truthfully. That's good. Mr. Wong nodded. The painting style suddenly changed. So I heard. You have been very close to Mr. Shen of Shangxi Group recently.
And my heart skipped a beat. News travels so fast. Just some personal relationships, personal friendship. Wang Zhongshao's smile is full of meaning. So I heard you're about to get married. Chun Yan, you kid is not real. When will you invite Mr. Shen, the big Buddha, to move? I can't explain it. He could only smile vaguely. Mr. Wang, who did you hear from? Su is the real estate manager. Su personally called me. Mr. Wang patted my shoulder arm, said he wanted to talk to us about the cooperation of the star system. The conditions are much more favorable than those in Shangxi. Instantly realized that this was Su Hao's revenge. Can't move Shen. You in the mall just hit. May want to take a salary at the bottom. Broke the chips for my cooperation with Shen Yu once. I lose the star system as a bargaining chip. It's worthless in front of Shen Youth. I will be kicked away by him. My will be the laughing stock of the whole circle. Good move to kill with a knife. Mr. Wang, what do you mean? I looked at him and asked in a voice. Chun Yan, of course I believe. Mr. Wang speaks earnestly. But companies also need to consider maximizing profits. Su's conditions are indeed tempting. See if you can arrange it. Let Mr. Su and Mr. Shen sit down and chat together. Who bid high? Who do we work with? Is it fair competition? Looking at the hypocritical smile on Mr. Wang's face, Sai felt a chill in my heart. The so-called fair competition just trying to set me on fire. Let them reap the power of the fisherman oak. I promise you will arrange it. And I nodded my head. Walk out of the office. Immediately called Shen Yu. Tell him what happened. There was a moment of silence on the other end of the phone. Then came his dripping laughter. Banquet is quite interesting. What are you going to do? I hurriedly asked. We'll block the water and cover the earth. There was no trace of nervousness in his voice. Me the time and place. Leave the rest to meet. The dinner is set in the box of an upscale clubhouse. When I arrived, Miss Wang and Su Hao are already sitting inside. Su Hao saw me, smug sneer on his face. Yes, it's like watching a death row inmate about to be publicly executed. Jun Yan, you are here. Mr. Wang warmly greeted me to sit down. What about Mr. Shen? Hasn't he arrived yet? It should be soon. I just finished. The box door was pushed open. Shen, you walked in. He is wearing a long red dress. Today full auras. Soon as you enter the door, the air in the entire room seemed to freeze. President Wang and Su Hao stood up subconsciously. Shen, can you come? It really makes our little place shine. Miss Wang has less setbacks. Full of charm. Su Hao's face stiffened but still squeeze out a smile. Mr. Shen has long admired the name. Shen, you didn't even glance at them. Walk straight to me, sitting next to me naturally. Then he looked at Mr. Wang. Cold tone. Mr. Wang, my time is precious. Speak up, Mr. Wang choked on his aura embarrassed smile. That's right, Mr. Shen. Mr. Su, on our company's new Chen system. Very interested. Please come today. I just want everyone to compete fairly. The highest bidder gets fair competition. Shen Yu smiled. The laughter is full of cold sarcasm. He turned to look at Su Hao. Mr. Su's sharp tone. You deserve to talk to me about fairness. To Su Hao's face instantly grew into a pig's liver color. Mr. Shen, what do you mean by that? You know it in your heart. Shen, you picked up the teacup on the table. Blow lightly. Do you think you can force me to submit by asking Mr. Wang to come forward? You think you took down a small star system? It can affect the layout of Shengxi Group. Su Hao, you are too naive, or are you too stupid? Su Hao was so angry that his whole body trembled. Can't say a word in front of Shen Yu. His little tricks are just child's play. Ridiculous and childish. Shen Yu turned to look at Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang's forehead has begun to sweat. Cold. You seem to have made a mistake. What's the matter with the star system? It's not your kimming technology anymore, Shen Yu said. Take a document out of the bag and throw it on the table. Just yesterday, I have fully acquired kimming technology. Now I'm the boss of this company. And Chen Yan paused her turn. Your eyes to Meeg with a smile in his eyes. Now the head of the Star Project Hit is also a special technology of Shengxi Group advisor. My boyfriend. Boom. My brain exploded like a bomb. Blank QIMING. Technology was acquired. President Wang and Su Hao were also completely dumbfounded, staring at the acquisition contract on the table with his mouth open like seeing a ghost. Chen Yu stood up and looked down on them. Now, is there anything else you want to say? It was deathly silent. The dinner ended bad. Wang and Su Hao left in despair. Especially Mr. Wang. I never dreamed of becoming a fisherman. As a result, the entire pond was bought up. Come out of the clubhouse. Still haven't come back to my senses. Nini really bought. It's just name a breakfast. What Shen Yu said is light and windy. Is this the world of the rich? Why would I do this? I said I was your knife and he looked at me. The eyes are very serious deal with this kind of person. It is necessary to use the most direct and effective wail at them, hurt to the bone at once. Never again. An inexplicable warm current surged into my heart. This time I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. He didn't say no thanks. Instead, he smiled and asked, how are you going to repay me? I was stunned. I have nothing. The only thing that can repay him is that technical information. My entire company is now his. Otherwise, he suddenly approached me. The warm breath sprayed in my ear and promised. My face went red from the ears to the neck. Look at me, embarrassed, and he laughed like a child who has succeeded in mischief. Just kidding. He tapped me on the shoulder. Let's go, boyfriend. Take your boss to eat something delicious. We talked a lot that night, from work to life to their own past. I just found out he also had a failed relationship. Hurt deeply, so I wrapped myself up like a hedgehog. Protect yourself with indifference and strength. We are actually the same man who drank a little wine. Look at me with sparkling eyes. Looks strong on the outside. In fact, my heart longs for warmth more than anyone else. Look at his reddish cheeks and fleeting fragility. Corner of my heart was gently touched. Training to the apartment late at night. Tai walked him to the door. Good night. Good night. I turned around to go back to my room. He suddenly called me Chen Yen, and he steps forward, tiptoe. Soft, cold kiss gently fell on my lips. Say, dragonfly touches the waterial bee sitting there burning up. Here's the deposit. And he looked at me, red cheeks eyes with cheeks. When will you decide the rest? Pay the balance again. After saying that, he turned around and ran back to the room. I stood there and touched my lips. Seems that his temperature and aroma still remain. My heart is beating like a tailbone. I seem to be really moved. The abnormal progress of divorce matters in the face of an absolutely crushing strength. Gapple of Lin Wan's hysteria and struggles, but in vain. My cousin is my divorce lawyer Shen. You personally introduced Quanhai City. The top divorce lawyers, on the other hand, Lin Wan, the hired one, in front of this professional like a fledgling intern, rebutted speech. Lisai don't even have the confidence to refute. In the end, Lin Wanda had to accept all the conditions I put forward. Property division, debt settlement, every single one of them was in black and white. The day it was signed, Lin Wan asked me to meet for the last time in a cafe in front of her. She has long since lost the brilliance of the past. The whole person is haggard and out of shape. The red blood in the fundus of the eyes is clearly visible. Yan, she looked up at my eyes swollen like walnuts. The voice carried a heavy crier. We really going to get here? The agreement has been signed. I calmly reminded him. There was no sound in his voice, but I regretted it, and he suddenly got excited, and he grabbed my wrist. I know, wrong Chun Yen. I shouldn't have gotten so close to Su House Haldent. Ignore your feelings. Can you forgive me? Shall we start over? His hands are cold, fingertips are still shaking slightly. I quietly withdrew my handling. Wan is late. I fixed on looking at him. Every word is so clear. Before you hang up my phone. It was too late to spend the night with Su Hao in the hotel. The mirror is broken. Even if pieced together and glued together, the cracks will always be engraved on it. Our relationship has long been smashed to pieces by your own hands. I can't go back. It's not like that. He's crying and shaking his head. He was shaking violently. It was Su Hao who lied to me. He said he likes me, will treat me well, but the result will be he's a complete jerk. He heard that you were with Shen. You were afraid of offending Shangxi group, turned around and kicked me away. He said we were just friends, and told me to stop pestering him. He was sobbing like a child abandoned by the world, curled up in the corner of the cafe. Sure enough, the so-called Dogmen and Women's Alliance, it's just a bubble that's vulnerable in the face of Profitant. I looked at him, no sympathy in my heart. I just find it ridiculous early. Knowledge today, why did youth, that's your business. Nothing to do with May. Stood up to leave. Chen Yan suddenly grabbed the corner of my clothes, kneeling down, knees slammed on the cold floor. You give me another chance, I beg you. I will definitely live a good life with you in the future. Never see Sue. How again? People in the cafe looked sideways. Curious eyes fell on Uzmak's, trying to break free from his hand, but the dead well he caught. The nails are almost embedded in my fabric at this momenta. Pair of exquisite high heels stopped at my feet. Shenyu is here. He glanced at the mess on his knees. Look at me again. Bend over gently. Broke apart Lingwan's fingers that grabbed the corner of my clothes tightly. This lady, his voice was as cold as ice. No half-minute temperature. Haunt a man who no longer loves you. Didn't you think it's decent? Lingwan raised her head abruptly. The moment I saw Shen Yu like grasping the last straw, he rolled and crawled over, grabbed Shen Yu's trousers. Shen, tell Chen Yan make him forgive my just acting, right? You're not really together. Shen Yu only got up to protect me behind him. Then he turned around in front of a full house of guests. He put his hands around my face, kissed deeply. This kiss is missing the last dragonfly full of domineering that cannot be rejected. Day kiss to the declaration of sovereignty. A blazing temperature is transmitted through the lips. Let me be in place in an instant. The surrounding guests were completely whispering stopped abruptly. Eyes are on you. Lingwan's face instantly turned bloody, become pale. The light in his eyes has also been completely extinguished after a long time. Shen Yu slowly released me. He looked at the mess sitting on the ground. Every word is clear and cold now. Do you think we're still acting? Lingwan fell to the ground. Eyes are empty, like a dry well. Their whole person lost all his strength. There is no more arrogance of the past. Shen Yu no longer looked at him. Hold my hand tightly around and walk away. Lingwan and I have come to an end. Where is his life going? Good or bad, I don't care anymore. My life, but at this moment, a whole new chapter has opened. Under the support of Shen Yu's power, I formed my own technical team, specializing in in-depth research and development of star system Shengxi Group. They have provided us with the highest level of super capital equipment. Top talent is readily available. Too busy to touch the ground every day, but I feel more fulfilled and down to earth than ever before. My relationship with Shen Yu has also become justifiable. He will come to the company to see me carrying the incubator. He brought the bento made by himself. A warm meal is full of fireworks. I will also be after get off work. Wait early at the downstairs of Shengxi Group. Take him home with you. We are like all normal couples, sharing the trivialities of work, complaining about the fun of life. Turn the mundane days into poetry. Late one night we leaned side by side on the balcony of the apartment and watched the stars. The neon lights of the city are reflected in the night sky. The stars are still bright. He suddenly nudged with his elbow, crooked eyebrows with a cunning smile. You still owe me a balance. When do you plan to pay it off? And I turned to look at him. Into his starry eyes I can't help but bend the corner of my mouth. I didn't say anything. I just bowed my head and kissed his lips. Moonlight is gentle. The neon of the city becomes a hazy background. Wrap us up in a romance that belongs to the two of us alone. I used to think my world would always be dark, full of darkness and despair. He is like a ray of dawn forcibly broke in, dispel all the cold and darkness. Let me really feel be firmly chosen, gentle love fire. What a warm and down-to-earth feeling. The so-called court you never slapped. Mile slap you back, but But even if leaving that makes you bad, the person who makes you tired, turn around and embrace the one that will make you better. How fortunate I am to have someone who can make your eyes shine. My most miserable and desperate days I met him. He was my knife cut through the thorns of the past for me. He is my light luminate, my way forward. He is my Shen Yu, is the only destination in my life.